Hi everybody, and welcome to another demo from ICATER. I'm Amanda Lewis, one of the graduate students here at ICATER, and today we're going to be talking about a powerful note-taking tool, OneNote. Now, OneNote is part of the Microsoft Office suite, so if you've already got the Office suite installed on your computer, you may already have this tool just waiting there for you. It's available on most different devices, both PC and Mac, as well as iOS and I believe Android as well. So a lot of cross-platform support for this tool. I'm showing it to you today on my PC laptop. So you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and move myself so you guys can see a little bit better. I've already gone ahead and uploaded a PowerPoint that I made. In case you're wondering how to upload things like PowerPoints, you can also use this to annotate PDFs and work with all kinds of other documents. You're going to want to go to File, Printout. It's here under this Insert tab. And you simply click that and select the file you'd like to insert. I always like to point out that it's File Printout because that's a little counterintuitive, I feel like. File Attachment will actually attach a file within this, so you can click it and open it in a new window. It's not going to show it within the tool itself, so just an important note there. One of the things I really like about OneNote is for people who are used to using the Microsoft Office suite tools, a lot of these features are going to look really familiar. So you can see right here in our home page, we've got a lot of these formatting tools that are just like you'd see in Microsoft Word or Excel, tools in the Office suite you might be more familiar with, that we can use to change our text as we're typing our notes. A few things I want to point out in particular that maybe are a little less familiar is this feature of tags. So this works just like tags in other apps where you're connecting a special label to something to help you find it easier later. So this could be really useful maybe if you have a tag for homework, you're making a note about homework, or maybe this will be on the test. You'll have a test tag. You can also have to-do tags. So if your professor says, I want you to email me about what your paper topic's going to be by the 24th, you would go ahead and hit this to-do tag. Boom. And you can see right there now I've got a nice little to-do list, and I hit enter, so it's expecting another one if I wanted to have another one. Tags are going to look a little different. You can see that they've already got some built-in ones, really handy. You can also create your own with customized tags or easily remove tags. But look at how many already made tags they have. I think this is just fantastic. So you can just start right away using the tags without a whole lot of setup. Some quick little shortcuts for things like emailing pages and formatting, but let's move on to some tools that students tend to really use a lot when they're note-taking. These are going to be under the drawing tab. So of course we've got some classic drawing tools, so like pens. This is a touchscreen laptop, so I can actually use my finger to draw myself a little bell curve. You could also use your mouse or a stylus if you're working with a touchscreen. One of the things I really love about this tool is this lasso select. So oftentimes students are frustrated because they drew it in the wrong place, it's the wrong size. Now they have to draw it over. For this, that is not the case. You can see I can move this around wherever I want. I can rescale it a lot quicker and easier than redrawing it. Really helps with students who are kind of fussy or perfectionistic note takers. So I really like that. I'm going to switch to a PDF I have here to show you some of the highlighting features. Like I said, this can be a really useful tool for annotation in addition to using it for note taking like in a class. So I can just select my highlighting, and maybe I'd like to highlight some stuff here. And again, I'm using my finger. What I might do We also have an eraser. I'm going to go ahead and use the eraser here because I just made a mess. Really easy to fix things here. You can see I can type here. I've got this notebook paper look right here. Some students find that kind of orienting. Some students find it distracting. We can take that out with ruled lines here in view. So I just click. For that, we can also change color and things if students have preferences for contrast, things like that. Flipping back to our Draw tab, lots of options for color, for thickness, very, very customizable. I would say one of the strongest features about this tool is it has a lot of depth in all of its tools and all of the things it can support. So that can be very overwhelming for students because, as you can see, there's a lot of buttons, a lot of options, but that means also that it can really stand up to pretty much anything you're trying to do. So I particularly recommend this tool for students in high school and college who are going to need really strong note-taking support, that this be one that they consider. Speaking of supporting a lot of different things, one of the things I love about this tool is the Ink to Math feature. So for students who are taking math courses, maybe they don't have a numpad on their keyboard and they're fast writers, they can go ahead and just write right here. Got 1 plus 2. We can erase. Maybe I decide that's a 1. And you can see it has inserted that as editable text, so this becomes completely editable and even more handy when we're working with longer equations where that can get tricky. And speaking of things that we can insert, I want to flip back to our Insert tab for a moment and point out that we can both record audio and video here. So I particularly like video if you're in, say, a lab class, a more practical class where seeing what's going on is really important for your learning. You can also just record audio if it's more of a classic lecture type class. I always encourage students to talk to your professor before you record, even if that's part of your established accommodations and they have to let you do it. It's just a matter of professional respect and courtesy to let them know that they're on record in that way so they're aware. A lot of professors are actually encouraging students to do that now, however, as they're recognizing its utility for learning. Some other things that you can insert, speaking of our math earlier, a lot of built-in equations and symbols, and there's even more. You can see you can also create them, I believe, but think how long it would take to write some of these out. These are all built right in for you, as well as your Greek symbols, so no more searching through character maps trying to find that quirky Greek letter that you need. I know this was really handy for me when I was taking statistics. Then we can also add timestamps, dates, things like that, pictures, spreadsheets. This really can be whatever you want it to be in terms of what you want to have within your notes. So that's really helpful because notes are so often really kind of a think space for forming your thoughts, forming your ideas, and often are a precursor to doing things like studying for tests and writing papers as well. So we want to make sure we have an ability to get all the different kinds of information in we can, screen clippings, you name it. We've got a few little tools. I won't go into the history things as much, but just some classic things for, tracking edits, finding authors. And then, of course, we've got some nice reviewing tools for spell check. That's always nice, especially for our students who struggle with reading and writing. Some thesaurus options. Translate, really handy for our English language learners, and also for students who maybe are learning a foreign language as well. And then, of course, back to our View tab where I mentioned the ruled lines, changing the page color. You can also zoom in and out. As you can see, maybe it's really hard for me to highlight when things are zoomed this far out, so maybe I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can do that easier. I like how they have a zoom in and a zoom out button separately. Sometimes you have to like go in and toggle with it on a few different levels. So I appreciate that they make that really simple here. And then, of course, since I still have that math section live, I scroll back over because now I've blown it up. Since this is still active when I go into design, it's offering me a lot more math tools. I just wanted to point that out so we can ink some more equations. Here's a lot more symbols already on the bar here, including some things. I mean, look at this. We've got matrices, we've got integrals. So this can really support very high level math as well, which is really nice. We don't want to ever limit our students with the caliber of material that they can achieve just because their tool won't cover it. So this will definitely go as high as you're wanting to go. And then just a few words on organization. You've probably noticed that to the left here, I've got a whole bunch of different, they call them, these are notebooks, and within that I've got different different subjects and different dividers. So right now I'm in my practicum folder. These are some documents I used for a practicum class a while back. And then over here you can see I've got pages. So the article we were looking at is one page and the slideshow is another page. The PowerPoint slideshow is another page. I can easily add pages within this note. So this is just a new blank note. You can see I can hide and collapse all of my different notebooks. I can also share. This is going to look really familiar to all of you who have used current Office things. And then we can just go into quick notes, get some more notes. So like here's some tests that I've made. So the quick notes is really like your really quick one. And then you can see up here, I've got my different tab dividers. And I can make a new one. So see, this is a new section that I just made. So you can go into that. So you make a divider and then you can make new sections for that. So it's really pretty quick and intuitive to set up some nice organization here. You can see it automatically assigns a different color to each one. I think that's really helpful for students who work that way and like color like me. And then you have all of your notes in one space. And like I mentioned, you can access these then on your smartphone. So if you're trying to study on the bus, something like that, makes it really easy. You don't have to get your laptop out to study for that exam that's coming up. So this is OneNote. Like I said, it's a big, robust note-taking tool. There's a lot of tools to play with that we didn't even touch today. I just wanted to give you guys a good basic overview of this tool. I hope that this got you excited to maybe go on your computer, see if you've got it, and try it out. As always, if you've got questions or comments, feel free to drop us a line via our social media or through email. Hopefully this got you some great points to get started with OneNote. Hope this was helpful, and as always, have fun playing with your AT, and we'll see you again next time. Until then.